So here we are discussing about the SAP, the first administration topics which we are discussing about the SAP, the work process administration part. So work process administration part, DVEBMGS. So here D for dialog work process. So dialog work process is responsible for to pick up the user request and to process the user request here, right? So that what we discussed here yesterday here, dialog and dispatcher we discussed it. So today let's discuss about the V for update work process. Update transaction codes are SM13 and SM14 are the update related transaction codes here. So update, what is the importance of the update records? So updating the transactions, updating the user records. In the dialog mode, user will log in via dialog work process. He do the transaction, right? The transaction, he do the transaction. So the transaction records that will be updated, who will update into the table level here, right? Who will update the table level here the update work process will update this thing into the update work process will update it here. So which means the update work process is responsible for updating the user records into table level database. Table level database, it will update it here, right? So they are the update table level, it will update it here. So here, as part of the daily monitoring in SM13, we can check whether update work process, any failed update records in the system or not. So we need to check it out here. We need to check in the system here. So once you log into the system, right? Once you log into the system here, just you can go to the SM13. So you can see, are there any failed update records since yesterday? Normally, last 24 hours, we need to check it out here. Last 24 hours, check if there any failed update records, so zero update records, so nothing is failed. Suppose if you remove the date from date and we can see it here, so are there any failed entries? Yes, they are the number of failed entries here which are dated on the older dated entries are there here, right? So they are the update records got cancelled here, right? So you see here, if you go, you just click on it here, it will give you the information, maybe some number range issue or some interval is missing. So there are some known errors here. Some are the known errors here, right? 100 client. So few of the update records we can ignore it. Ignore it means normally if any updates are failed, so we have to check with the functional team. So functional team only they are responsible here, right? So we can inform, we can send an email to functional team. So they will take care of the next action item or they will confirm us to delete the update records from the system. So we can delete it here. We can delete it by selecting the update record, then click on the delete. So as a best first practice, we can just click on the repeat the update. We can repeat the update here. So then when you repeat the update here, so that will be repeated. That will be retried to process. Even though few will be processed, few will not be processed, which means so the data already exists. Maybe it's a duplicate data, maybe it's a duplicate entry. Maybe let's try to delete the duplicate entry here. Then that will be processed. Now see, 6 records are there here. It will be processed here, right? So this is the way we have to troubleshoot the update records. Normally, if any updates are failed, then we have to inform to the respective functional team or so they will check with the users who is the user which cause failed updates are there. Maybe if user asked us to ignore it, then we can ignore this update records here. So SM13, SM13, here we can see the cancelled updates to be updated, V1 executed, V2 update executed here. Right? In the update, if you see here, if we go to the SM50 transaction code, here we have the update work process, we can see it here. So update V1 updates 3 and update 3, update actually 1 update request, but here someone made it as a 3 update records. Why 3 updates? It's not required, right? So then update records we can one update one. This is the update two here. So update one, update three. What does it mean here? There are the two types of update work process in update V1 and V2. V1 are V1 updates are displayed. So V1 updates are displayed means critical transactions and everything will handle it here, right? So V2 updates are optional, which means so with the high performance issues in the critical V1 updates, normally V1 take care of all the records update into the DB table level and everything. In case of any high performance issues with the V1, then V2 are the optional that will help with the performance issues in time. So that is the V1. It will help to the V1 here, right? So it is used to mainly the update work process is update the user records into the table level that will be done by the update work process. As part of our day-to-day monitoring, we have to go to the SM13 and we can see, we can just check the, are there any field update records in the system? Yes, then we have to inform. So, and also in SM14, we can check the status of the update is active or not. Yes, update is active. Then we are good. If the update is deactivated, then the transactions will not be updated here, right? Suppose example you see here, so I am deactivating the update work process. I'm going to do the one transaction here. Maybe I'm going to create the one of the user request here. So let's see what will happen. So just let's see here. Here you can see.
Hi. Hot coffee.
So what I'm
Anything
doing
else?
now, what I'm doing now here, I'm going to just to update. Update is performing the responsible password must be identical. Okay, invalid time zone. Invalid time zone here. Where is the time zone here? Mhm. So let's make it CET. So let me try to create the user. I'm trying to create the one user. Suppose like example, one transaction, I'm trying to create it here. Okay. So here, what I'm going to do, so I'm going to create, I have deactivated the update. I have deactivated the update here. Now, so let me do it in the NW1 system. So I will go to the SM14. So here I already deactivated. Someone already deactivated. So that is fine. So then I'm going to, so SU01, let me try to create the one user. So want to see whether this user records will be saved or not, right? So here, just click on the, enter the password, right? Just click on the save button here, right? Password must be identical. Okay, so it is saving the record now, right? Whatever I have done the one transaction or one record updating, it is not updating into the DB table level here. You can see here update is delayed, so waiting, which means in other side we have inactivated the update records here. In other side, So we have deactivated the update records here. You see here. So we have deactivated the update records here. Update records we have deactivated here. Right? You can see update records are deactivated here. So here normally V1 will pick up the request here. V1 will pick up the request here. V1 updates will V1 will process the update records and everything here. So in case of something is happens the V1, then V2 will fix it. V2 will take care of. But here what happened? Update is deactivated. Update is deactivated. So in SM14 you see update is deactivated here. When the update is deactivated, so see here your transaction is not getting saved. Still it is buffering. See here, still it is buffering. It's not saving here. But when I immediately click on the activate button and will come to the here status here, you see here immediately the update will pick up. Then you will get the this message like update has been means your user has been created successfully. Means the records will update into the table level here, right? The record will update into the table level here. Now see, it got created. Your record got created here, right? But why it got not created previously? Why? Because update got deactivated. Update has been deactivated here. So now if you go to the SM13 here, SM13 here in the SM13, if you see here, so just click on the OK button, then there are no failed update records here. No failed update records in the system. In SM13, there are no failed update records. See, it got gone, right? It is gone here. No update records are so in the system. It's gone. So which means update performed that work process. But if the update is cancelled, your records will not be updated. So the dialog users means we we will log into the system as a dialog work process will help us. Then if we do some transactions, then immediately the update process will update the records into the database level onto the database level. So database level by the update work process here, right? So here that is the responsibility of the update. Here updates are very important here. Why? Because if the updates are not working properly, then there is no use of storing the data in the database level, right? Transactions and everything. So update is very important here. Update is very important concept here. That is the main thing of the update records here, right? The next one is the Enqueue. Enqueue work process here. Enqueue. Enqueue. The transaction code for the Enqueue work process is the SM12 here. Transaction code for the the Enqueue work process is the transaction code for the Enqueue work process is the SM12 is the transaction code here. Enqueue work process, right? So what is the Enqueue work process? Which means the SM12 locking mechanism. Locking mechanism here. So the system is locking mechanism. Locking mechanism is the purpose of this locking mechanism is to prevent the two transactions from changing the same data in the database simultaneously. Same data means same data, two transactions, they cannot change simultaneously here, right? Example, if you see here, so this is the database level, there is a data here. So here you have the one person, here you have the one person here. So they are trying to, at the same time, they are trying to change the transaction, then this user also trying to change the transaction, it will not allow. Why? Because the other person already doing the changes, right? To avoid the database inconsistency, at the same time, two persons means two transactions from changing same data in the database level is not allowed. Then that time the Enqueue work process will take care of the locking mechanism and everything. The locking mechanism and everything is Enqueue work process will take care of that one, right? Enqueue work process will take care of, will issue the log. So which means whenever you log into the system, whenever you are trying to do something, immediately the Enqueue work process will lock your transaction in SM12. It will issue the lock until if you are doing something here. Suppose example you see here. So I'm going to do the some changes in the system. Okay, some changes in the system here. I'm going to do the some changes in the system. Then So even this person also trying to do the changes in the system. So then immediately it will tell you like, oh boss, this is already locked by this some other user, basis user. We have only display only access is possible here. You have only display access is possible here. Like that, it will issue the so one information to us. So why? Means some of the things both the persons is not possible to update simultaneously one after another only. The first who is the person so selected the ticket, only that person can book the ticket here, right? Not the other person. Normally we see this type of things here, right? When you are booking the movie ticket or something in the window ticket, something movie ticket or bus ticket you are booking, so you selected the seat, but before that only one more person that selected that seat, then once he book the transaction, once he come out of the transaction, then only the seat is available for others, right? So NQ mechanism is using here, right? So if without NQ, if you don't have the NQ, what happened? You will ask this person also will book the same window seat. This person also will book the same window seat. He will book it out. Both the person's window seat means then if the same seat is booked for the two persons means there is a clash. Then both have to fight in the movie hall, right? In the movie theater, they have to so fight it, right? To avoid this kind of inconsistency thing. So what happened here? SAP will issue the command. So that is called the locking will issue it here. Whoever first selected that seat, it will issue the lock. Then other persons it will show like okay the ticket is already blocked or locked by the some other persons, so it's already booked, like that it will show the information, right? So this kind of symptoms will be done by the NQ mechanism, locking mechanism here, right? So in the SAP also this kind of same problem is it will be done by the NQ here, NQ work process in SM12. So the purpose of this locking mechanism is to avoid at the same time two persons they cannot do the any changes in the system. Same table, same table. We can work on the other things, but you can have the display access. But until this person is close, then you cannot work on the other things here, right? In SM12, we see the lock entry here. SM12, we see the lock entry. Suppose this person is doing something here, then I will open the another session. Then I will go to the SM12. So SM12, then click on the list button here. I can see the lock entries here. I can see the lock entries here. You can see the lock entries. So one is the 11:11 and today only. And now the time is so 5. So 5:49. So then 5:46, you have established the lock entry here, right? There are the lock entries. And previously also there is a lock entry. And also 555 SAP star also there is a lock entry. So there is a lock modes are there here. There are some lock modes are there in the systems here. Lock modes. There are the types of lock modes are there here, right? So there are the total four types of lock modes are there in the SAP system. These and all the things we can see it here, right? So SM12, we can see the lock entry. If any lock entry which are older than 24 hours, we can remove the lock entry from the system, right? So there is a lock overflow will happen if you have the more locks, then some other person also will not able to do changes in the system. That's why lock overflow happen. As part of the our daily monitoring or regular monitoring, what we have to do, we need to do the changes in the system. We have to remove the lock entries. We have to remove the lock entries in the systems, right? You have to remove the lock entries which are older than 24 hours as per the your organization policy. So, which if suppose if any lock entry older than 24 hours, then we can so take the approval, then we can just delete the lock entry here. We can delete the lock entry. That kind of things we can do that one. If you delete the lock entry, that person cannot do anything here. So that is the reason. Suppose if you once the person is done, the person updates are done here, then again, when you go and refresh it, that will be gone. The new transaction that is gone. Why? Because that person is completed his work. That is gone now, right? So that kind of things will be done by the so NQ mechanism. The locking mechanism means NQ work process here. NQ work process here. That is the main thing here. right? Enqueue work process, that is the locking mechanism, right? So here we have the types of locks are there here. The types of locks. The type of locks like here, that is called the shared lock. The lock will be shared, right? That is called the S symbol. You will get it out here. Next one is the exclusive locks. Exclusive lock here. Exclusive lock here. That is called the E. Exclusive E here. Then, so exclusive non-cumulative locks here. Exclusive non-cumulative here. Exclusive non. So exclusive non-cumulative locks here. That is called the X. Then second one is the optimistic lock here. Optimistic lock here. Optimistic lock here. That is called the O. Right? So there are the four types of lock entries in the SAP. So maybe if you see here, the lock mode, you can see it here. E means exclusive cumulative. X means so exclusive non-cumulative here, right? Exclusive non-cumulative here. So normally these modes, what is this modes and how? So what is the exactly will happen? But little bit confusing topic here. If we go a little bit more, then this will be confusing topic here, right? So normally types of locks, that is fine up to here. If we want to go in deeply, then this will be confusing topic here. But even though I will explain in the simple manner, okay? You no need to worry about no one going to ask these questions and what is this type of lock and what will happen, nothing. Just where can we see the old lock entries, SM12? If there are any old lock entries, what is your action? We have to take the approval from the management or user, then we can remove the old lock entries. Old means how old, how much. So it's like kind of a one last 24 hours. Some organizations last 24 hours, some organizations 48 hours. That is depends upon the organization, right? That is the here. So here shared lock. Shared lock means in the in the in the lock abbreviation itself, shared lock here. So which means so the lock will be shared between all the users here, which means several users can access the locked data at the same of in the display mode. So which means the shared locks are accepted different users also. The users can use the share means some other person when he is doing the work, so the lock is shared between the other users so that he can display at least display the access. He can just display the so the transaction data, that is called the shared lock here. Shared lock here. So that is the shared lock here. Okay, got it? Shared lock means so suppose this person is trying to do something here, he locked it, but other person just he can display the data, but he cannot insert or he cannot update it, just he can display the data. Suppose we can see, right, seats. So when you are booking the tickets, window seat, when you see it here, that is called the free. When you're trying to click that book, that is already booked. So which means you can view the entire the row and entire the wing related all the seats we can view it, but you cannot book it out the particular seat, it's already booked by them, we can view it, right? So same as like here also the shared lock, which means several users can access the locked data at the same time in the display mode. In the display mode, several users here, right? That is what the locks are, shared locks are accepted even though if they are from the different users, the locks are accepted here, right? So the exclusive lock is the exclusive locks protect the locked objects against all the locks from the other transaction. Exclusive locks means it will protect, it will protect the object, the data which you are trying to edit it, it will protect from the other transactions, it will protect here. Only the same lock owner can reset the lock and everything here, which means exclusive means suppose you see here, these all are the exclusive, right? Suppose if I try to what I can say, if I try to go to SMLG, I am trying to click on the create the assignment here. I can only unlock it here, right? So at the same time, if I go to the SM12, so then you see it's a exclusive. It's a exclusive here. So exclusive lock means here what will happen? So the locked data. So which means whatever you are trying to edit it here, whatever trying to create the assignment here, suppose let me take it out here. When I'm trying to click on the same transaction code, it will say like it's locked by the other user, which means it is protecting, right? It is protecting the object here. It is protecting the exclusive lock protect the locked objects against all the all type of locks from the other transactions. It will protect it here, right? That is the exclusive lock. So exclusive lock, shared lock, other users will get the display access and everything here. But exclusive and non-cumulative locks. If you see here, exclusive non-cumulative locks here, X, which means whereas exclusive locks can be requested several times by the same transaction. We can release one by one. But and an exclusive non-cumulative locks can only be requested by the same transaction that will be requested here. That is called the a further request will be rejected here. Further request will be rejected here. Only one person at a time he can edit it here. Suppose example, some transactions are there here. Suppose if you go to the BD54, normally we will get it out here, BD54, right? So there is a one more person, right? So see here one more locks got increased. Whatever you do, immediately the lock will be increased here. The locks will be increased here. Then again, if you go to the BD54, see here, the data is locked by the basis user. You can only display data, or if you want to go back, you can only display the data here. You cannot edit anything here. You cannot edit anything here. Why? Because data locked by the user here. Data locked by the users here. All are data locked by the users here. So exclusive non-cumulative here. Non-cumulative lock here. In the exclusive locks can be requested several times by the same transaction or released, and we can release the one by one. But exclusive non-cumulative lock can be can only be requested once at the same transaction. In the exclusive locks, can only be requested multiple transactions we can request it, but only once same transaction only one lock will be issued here, right? That is the main thing. That's why it's confusing topic. These two are confusing topic here. You can ignore it. Optimistic lock means initially behave like a shared locks can be converted into the optimistic. It means first it will say like it's a shared lock, then later it will go and convert to the exclusive lock here. Exclusive lock here. That is the optimistic locks. Optimistic means sometimes the people will tell like, "Arey, you are a optimistic person," something like that. They will ask us, right? So which means we are in the initially one mentality behavior, then after that we will slowly convert to the another mentality, right? So same as like the lock entry initially it behave like a shade lock, then after that slowly it will converted into the exclusive lock here. So we are not going to issue any locks here. Enqueue work process will take care of all the locking mechanisms, releasing the locks, and everything will be done by the Enqueue mechanisms. We are not going to involve. So as part of our duty, you need to remember only thing is like go to the SM12 and we can see remove the client, remove the user, and if you want to only the particular user, you can type the user, right? So then click on the next button. It will display the all the lock entries here. It will display the all the lock entries here. So based on that, all the lock entries we can see it here. Here you can see based upon the time, the lock entry which are older than 24 hours, then there is a problem. Then So there is a problem, then we can see it here, right? There is a problem older than 24 hours. We can cancel that one. We can cancel the lock entry here. That we can perform it here. That we can perform it here. That is called the, so that we can do that one as part of the regular monitoring activity, right? This is the locking mechanism. Update and Enqueue. Update and Enqueue here. These are the locking mechanisms here. So coming to the some other transaction codes, normally we will discuss about the work process related transaction codes as well as the and non-work process as in daily monitoring related transaction codes also. Yesterday we discussed about the SM04 and AL08 and the users logged on users list and everything, right? If you go to the SM04, we can see the all the users list here. See how many sessions the people are opened here, right? 19 users, 23 backend sessions opened. Means some users are opened more. Who is that guy? So here the this person is opened 4 sessions here. Oh, I only opened the 4 sessions, right? So this person is opened the, so 2 more sessions is opened. So like that we can see the so number of users, number of logged on users and everything in the system. So we can also go to the AL08. This is the all users logged in, all the application system wide, not the individual application server, system wide, all the users. We can see it in the SM12 transaction code here, right? So that is the main thing of the so data here, exclusive. So this is the so logged on users list. Apart from that, we have the one more transact. We have the daily monitoring related things are like ST22 above runtime errors. Above runtime errors, we can find out here. Then SM21. So system logs, we can check it out here. So ST22. Okay. ST22 above dumps here. If we go to the ST22, we can see the number of above dumps, above runtime errors. Why? Because system is fully fully enabled with the fully function system is combination of all the above programs and reports and coding, right? So then this is the runtime system, right? Real-time runtime system. So then we are not sure when the issue will come and everything, right? But our monitoring is merchant should. But here, if any program error or any syntax errors, here we can detect here. If any program error, syntax error, here we can detect the issues here, right? That is called the runtime errors, runtime dumps. We can find out in the SM ST22. We can find out here. As part of the regular monitoring, we can come to the ST22. You can see are there any runtime errors are happening in the system or not. You see, is something like DB SQL errors. So something that we have to fix it out, we can fix it out. If any program error, syntax errors, so non-technical related, then functional team and developers, they will fix it out. Why? Because program errors, they will fix it out. If any technical related things, we can fix it out. Security related things here. But so if you open the any one of the dump here, then you will come to know the what is the exact what is happening in the system here, right? You can see that the category of the dump, then what is the program which is causing the issue when it got occurred here, what is the error exactly, the open insert the duplicate records in the table. Okay, so the records that the relevant data already exists in the database table level, but see here system environment, which system and what, so which system, and so you can go to the user and transaction here, basis user. Then there is a program is running here, there is a program is running, this program is causing the issue, right? There is a program trying to insert the same entries, but it's failing because of the duplicate records already existing here. So you can see there is a job which is calling daily report to job is already calling, that's why we are getting the this error here. Who is the user? Basis user here, right? There is a background job which is started. Because of this reason, we are getting the multiple dumps in the systems here, right? So what happened? You can see the left side, there is a tree, right? What happened? Error in the above program. The current program has terminated because of there is a already duplicate scenario is there here, short text, right? Error analysis. Then how to correct the error here. Then information where error is occurred here. So then you can see information where occurred. There is a background job because of this job, so which is causing the issue, right? Source code. What is the program source code here, right? So you can see the application calls. So you can see the all the information in the left side. By checking this one, we will find out the error messages. What's causing the this dump here, right? Now we know this dump is causing by the this is one of the job. This is one of the job is causing the issue. Then we can check it out what is running here. Now there is a one more error. RFC no authority. What is that RFC? There is a authorization issue. There is a authorization. It does not have the relevant authorization. So this function group does not have the relevant authorization. Then this should go to the security team. Security team will assign the authorization object is s underscore RFC. They will assign the authorization object to the this user develop underscore batch that user they will assign it here, right? So that is the fix for this error, right? Then duplicate key, that is fine. Only two major errors here. So if any dump, main thing is the open the dump, clearly see it here who is the user is causing the issue and where the termination is occurred, how to correct the error. So you will get the some clues here. Based on that, we can fix the issues here. Based on that, we can fix the issues here, right? Go to the application calls and we'll see what is the application which is coming here. So maximum, the first who is the user, what happened in the system, how to correct the error, then where the information is occurred. So if you see these two things here, almost you can cover the errors, fix the issues and everything here. That is what we can do it in the runtime errors here. And also SM21, that is the system logs. In the system something is happened, that will be recorded into the here, that will be recorded here, right? Something is happened, that will be recorded here, right? So there is a transaction cancelled. So there is a transaction cancelled, so we can see the all the cancelled transactions and everything here, right? There is a develop batch user, so there is a job, I think this is the job is running in the system which is causing the this transaction cancelled in the systems, and means when bad jobs are getting cancelled here. See, there are the lot of error logs in the systems, lot of error logs in the systems. So we can find out not only today, maybe if you change the date yesterday and the day before yesterday, the particular hour, also we can see the all those things here. System logs. SM21 is for the system logs. Based upon the error messages, we can check it out here. So maybe this is the job related, right? This is the job related. Then tomorrow we will discuss about the background job. So suppose like here we can go to the SM37 is the transaction code. Tomorrow it will come. Don't worry about this one. Then we need to check what causing the issue, this job here, right? So these jobs are getting cancelled. See, all the jobs are getting cancelled here. Why? See, all the jobs are every 3 minutes this is running, and every 3 minutes this is running 8, 11, 11, and 8, 9. So this is running multiple times. So duplicate jobs. So these are getting cancelled. Why? Authorization is required here, right? For this program authorization is required, that is authorization issue. So right, so then we can immediately we can pass it. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about the this background job concept here. Why? Because the next series in the B for background job that we are going to discuss, right? So that's why. So here the main thing is the ST22 for the above dumps system. If any runtime errors, program errors, syntax errors, SQL error, memory error, anything we can find out in the dumps. So if you want to go deeply, then we can go to the SM21 system logs. Logs means where the terminations, errors, issues will be generated here in this log file here. So here we can check it out timely. What is the time? Who is the user? What is the work process? And then all the information we can find out from here. We can find out from here. This is the way. Okay. So today and yesterday's transaction codes and today's transaction codes, please practice it here. Okay. So yesterday we discussed about the dialog and the users, which means SM50, SM66, then SM04, then AL08, AL08, then SM12, then SM13, then SM14, then ST22, then SM21. So these are the up to now, these are the transaction codes we discussed. So tomorrow, when you are working in the systems as a basis consultant, so your manager will ask you, could you please check the dumps? Are there any dumps are generated in the system or not? Then you can have to execute the ST22. You need to check it out. Can you check, are there any old log entries? Then SM12, check the updates. So all the ways we need to check it out in the system. So that's why you need to have some hands-on on the, so this transaction codes and everything. So please execute this transaction codes, and so just understand what's happening in the system, what is this transaction, why it is useful, and what are the things we can see it here and everything here. We go to the ST22, we see there are a lot of dumps. Sometimes you won't see the dumps in other systems. Other systems you won't see the dumps. So that is the thing here, right? So you can see here other systems sometimes. Why? Because there is no issues other systems. If the issues are there, definitely we can see the dumps here. Only one dump is there here. That is the repo SQL error here. This is also while accessing the program. While accessing the program, this is also database error. New request is not allowed start because of the valid transaction is so descriptor. So which means the bottleneck, resource bottlenecks is all are. Okay. So yeah, we need to check. We need to understand. Okay. So that's it for today. Any questions, anyone?
So normally, from the SAP management console, how to start and stop the system? Can you show that screen once again?
So in the,
Because
okay,
yeah,
you want
when
to
we go to the log on, I mean the login access, like one screen.
login access. Login access means SAP
Like
login pad or MMC?
you press on the log on pad, the
Okay.
system is already running. Then only we can log in, right?
Yes.
So we have to go to the MMC and start the system, right? Can you show that once?
Okay. In case of system is not started, so then suppose like your host is the SAP practice 2, right? Let me log into the SAP practice 2. There we have some systems. So there, so what I can do, so whenever you done the installation here in the MMC, so MMC will be created, all the list of SIDs will be displayed here. All the list of SIDs will be displayed here. So just open the MMC and see here, here the number of systems already there here, right? So then, so if we want to stop it, right click and stop it. It will ask the user ID and password. Then you can provide the updates. So it will be stopped. If you want to stop it, you can stop it. If you want to start it, you can start it. Stop and start commands. So there is a Linux level also. There is a commands are there. So we will discuss about the stop and start procedures also. Then this will be stopped. What is the sequence to stop it? What is the sequence to start it? There is sequence is there. So that we will discuss. We have the topics. So if you want to start it, so then you can right click and start it. That will be started. You want to stop it, then right click and you can stop it. That will be stopped. Like that, we can stop and start the things here. I think almost the multiple things are installed here. Okay. Yeah, that is the way. Anyway, we have the topic. That time I will give you clearly picture. So what will be start first? What will be start next and everything.
Okay.